Welcome back to The Ed Show. This is the story for the folks who take a shower after work. One of the most radically conservative governors in the United States is hidden in the state of Maine. And now he's warming up after rejecting. He's warming up to Obamacare, joining the flock, so to speak. Paul LePage is well known for outrageous comments.
As your governor, you're going to be seeing a lot of me on the front page saying, Governor LePage tells Obama to go to hell.
What I've heard is if you take plastic ball and put it in the microwave and then heat it up, it gives off a chemical that's similar to estrogen. And so, I mean, the worst case is some women might have little beards, but we don't want to do that.
What would you like to do? We can fly.
I want to find a former Press Herald building and blow it up.
Senator Jackson claims to be for the people, but he's the first one to give it to the people without providing Vaseline. Listen, that comment is not politically correct, but we got to understand who this man is. This man is a bad person. He doesn't only have no brains, he has a black heart.
LePage is also known for vetoing the Affordable Care Act's Medicaid expansion 5 times. He left 70,000 low-income state residents without health care. Now LePage is up for re-election, and the story's changing.
The federal exchange will allow anyone from 100% on up to qualify, up to 400% to qualify for large subsidies. And so I think that we need to address that, maximize that aspect of it, take those that do not qualify, and then find a way to get them insurance.
Some of those health care options are maybe affordable, but there are deductibles on there that they would say are unaffordable to somebody making so little money.
That's ACA. I didn't put that in because our program...
Well, I'm talking private health care options, too.
Yeah, well, that's ACA.
LePage is suddenly a big fan of the exchanges and finding a way to help the uninsured. The solution is right in the Medicaid expansion he vetoed 5 times, and 70,000 residents are waiting. Joining me now is Maine gubernatorial candidate and Congressman from Maine, Mike Michel. Mike, good to have you with us tonight. I appreciate your time. Is this a genuine reversal on the part of the governor because of its popularity?
Well, it's great to be back with you, Ed. No, I mean the governor, the legislature sends the Affordable Care Act expansion for the 70,000 Mainers, of which 3,000 are veterans, to his desk. He'll veto it again. You know, the governor made it very clear he's not going to accept that expansion. He talks about the exchanges. As you well know, that's part of the Affordable Care Act. So I made it very clear on day one I'll be submitting legislation to the legislature to expand access under the Affordable Care Act for the 70,000 Mainers who denied it under this governor's veto pen 5 times. So what he says, what he does is 2 separate things, and he doesn't support it. He never has, and you know, he never will, actually.
You think residents of your state have got that figured out? Is he a guy you can trust?
Well, I mean, he says he's not a politician, but he's a great politician. He knows the issues that divide Mainers, welfare and immigration issues. That's all he's been harping on. He has no plan for governor. We made it very clear in the debates, but quite frankly, he just keeps talking about the same old things. And 70,000 Mainers, of which 3,000 are veterans, are not getting health care because this governor vetoed a bipartisan bill that's put together with Republicans and Democrats, and I don't expect him to sign any bill that will expand access under the Affordable Care Act.
Congressman, it's pretty clear that a lot of people respect somebody that tells it like it is or speaks with an unvarnished opinion. There's a certain political attraction to all of that. But is this guy a loose cannon? I mean, the things that he has said and the way he has operated?
Well, the way what he says and what he does is actually 2 different things. You know, the fact that you know, he has a failed policy. Homelessness in Maine went up 26%. Child abuse increased. More children living in poverty here today. And for a governor who was homeless, you think he'd understand these issues and really focus on on getting Maine, people that are living in poverty out of poverty. And we got to change the system. When you look at the welfare system, there are two ways getting them off: kicking them off like he's doing, or else changing the system, have a tiered system, so that yes, they can get a job. They'll lose some of their benefits, but not lose all of their benefits. His failed policy has kept Maine once again 50th under the Forbes list as the worst state to do business in. He touts how he is a business person, but we're on that 50th list during all 4 years of his administration, and 47th in the country as far as economic growth. And it's because of his failed policy and his ideology that's preventing Maine from moving forward in a positive way.
And where does minimum wage fit in this debate with Mainers?
Yeah. Well, the majority of Mainers support minimum wage. The legislature sent the governor a bill to increase minimum wage. He's vetoed the legislation. And if you look at what's happening around the country, the 13 states actually have voted to increase the minimum wage. They're actually seeing economic growth in those states. The fact of the matter is no one should be working full-time living in poverty. And that's why I've supported the increase in the minimum wage here in the state of Maine. I did it when I was president of the Maine Senate. Republicans and Democrats unanimously voted to increase it.
And finally, he's so radical and so against workers. Why is this race close?
Well, the race is close because, I mean, what the governor says is not necessarily what he does. And he knows the issues that are the wedge issues. People are struggling here in the state of Maine. I punched the time clock for over 29 years. They're struggling, and the fact that the governor is resonating with this issue about getting people off welfare is resonating, unfortunately, with the voters, but he's not telling how they're going to get them off welfare. Okay. His way to do it, mine, is two totally separate, different ways to get them off welfare. And under my administration, I'll not allow the waste, fraud, and abuse and mismanagement that this governor has allowed under his administration over the last 4 years.
Congressman Mike Michaud, great to have you with us tonight, gubernatorial candidate in the state of Maine. You bet. Good to have you on.